subscribe!
Hey guys, MrPokke here, back with another video, and today we have something quite interesting to kind of share. I think there's no point just no stalling, no yapping, no beating around the bush. Treat this like a story time, right? Story time with Pokke. I don't want to let like my emotions affect what I want to say, because what I'm about to say is coming from a very logical perspective. But to kind of sum up what's up, I got bamboozled. I think by the time this video goes out, it's probably going to be 2 or 3 days later. The event I'm talking about specifically, sponsor event by Intel, I buy power, about this $10,000 Memory of Chaos EVP tournament. Excellent event. The hosts are great, the sponsors are great, the competitors, crazy plays, you know, Ruri with the Jingliu 0 cycle, Moon with the crazy Bootail no sustain. The whole competition, it was very good, right? And the process went by without a hitch. It was a very well organized, and considering the fact that this event was organized very like on a last minute basis, I think it was an excellent event, and I had a lot of fun, right? I think everybody that participated had a lot of fun. So why am I making this video? The context to this video is all the previous Memory of Chaos tournaments. I think we kind of established that we want to showcase like off-meta units, you know? Just kind of showcase what different units can do even without the most optimal team comps. Not for this particular event. This particular event, I guess you can call it like a serious event. Most people kind of went to this competition treating it like a serious event, right? The days leading up to the event, I basically, especially the day before the event, right? Because I got my time zones wrong and that kind of stuff. I thought it's 6 a.m. Tuesday, by 6 a.m. the next day. I basically canceled my stream. And for, I believe, the entire day, and I quite literally mean the entire day, when I woke up, I did nothing but practice Memory of Chaos, as well as the bends and picks. This went on all the way up until the event actually began in my time, which was around 6 a.m. And I quite literally did nothing but MOC, draft and bends, talking with like, you know, my community who are also involved in discount PvP events for the entire day plus night. No sleep, all in, logged in for the event, 6 a.m, start up the stream, and we just kind of went in. I was definitely extremely committed to doing my best. Not necessarily to win, but I really treat this with like the most amount of seriousness, right? There's no banter, there's no war, there's no insane, there's no brain rot. It's like I was fully serious for this event. And to my understanding, for example, I think Rihu and Moon, I think they both also practice very long. Ruri, he basically does this for us his entire channel. I can't speak about everybody, but like these are just some of the people that I know, right? So there was definitely a lot of commitment to this event. Not just to, you know, just for the win, but also just to make this whole tournament, this event, entertaining for the audience, right? Because this is like, I think this is for the first time, like an actual, legitimately super sweaty event. That kind of brings me to the next point, which is, this is not the main reason, but it is definitely part of the reason. The prize pool for this entire tournament, it was close to $10,000 US. I'm not sure about everyone's circumstances, but to me, I don't think this was a small amount of money. TLDR, the results were first place and second place, Ruri, ZMM tied with Destiny and Moon. Third place is myself as well as my teammate, and last place is going to be Gajasman and Goddoggos, right? And the results, I was completely, you know, over it. Third place, 1 bomb, it is what it is. We basically lost to Destiny Moon and Rihu by a 1 cycle disadvantage. So my teammate did a 4 cycle on the first wave, and I did a 2 cycle on the second wave. Right? For their team, they did a 3 and a 2, right? So we lost by 1 cycle, they moved on, and we got eliminated. But that's not the reason why I'm making this video, right? Because if I'm making this video just because we lost, that's a fucking stupid ass move, right? That would be, I mean, I'm a sore loser. Oh my god, why is he crying about losing, all that kind of stuff? No. The reason why I'm making this video is after the tournament ended, I went back to look at the VOD. In our practice, we really did like a lot of different drafts. We did a lot of different team comps, and I would just say that my teammate, he definitely, this is a little bit like, you guys probably don't really give a shit, but basically in a PvP, or at least in my opinion, the most important side to this event was the second half of Memory of Chaos, because the Avenging side it was a bitch. If you couldn't clear it fast enough, it's gonna stall forever and it will drag on very, very long. So the most impactful side is gonna be for Adventuring, right? And unfortunately, my teammate, his account is not quite good enough to get a consistent clear. Usually, even with an Aircron team, E1 Aircron Jiao, it was still around like a 4, 5, 6 cycle clear, which is honestly quite far. So my thought process is, if I can ease this burden and just lock in and just do like a 1 or 2 cycle clear with my team, and then he just do his best for his first half, like a 1 or 2, then it would be, the odds would be favorable to our side. So we did that. Two things kind of happened in the drafting and the actual combat. So let's just take a look at what we have exactly going on here. Yep, my teammate is EO. Alright, my teammate is EO. So this was basically, us showcasing our teams before the match began. Right, so EO is gonna be the first half, and his team is gonna be Sparkle, Clara, Silverwolf, and Huan Hui. Now, leading up to this, EO was already quite upset himself because, quoting his own words, Rihu basically yoinked the comp away from EO, and he kind of have to just adapt and run this instead. The Silverwolf, Sparkle, Clara, and Huan Hui. We did try out the practices with Clara, and definitely the performance was not as great as the Yunli team, because with Yunli, EO was able to get a pretty consistent 1 cycle clear. But if we swapped out to Clara, then unfortunately EO's clears kind of dropped down to like 2 and 3, right? Most of the time it was 3, but if it was lucky, we could maybe squeeze out a 2, right? Maybe, but most of the time it was 3. He was going through his account, and I'm looking at what, and I noticed this right here. Not the stats, by the way. Nothing to do with this. I think it is completely fine to have shitty ass build units in terms of relics, right? Because you can't control your relics. There was no way that, I can't just pray for 1 billion speed and it is out of his control. And I think it is absolutely fair. There's nothing wrong with like not crazy build units like fucking 4-piece ego, 2 billion crit damage. Because like for example, Ruri has some crazy relics, right? He also E2, E1. Nothing against him. It's all good. What I'm not okay though is some of the things that I've seen from his account is a little bit questionable. I'm thinking you guys have probably noticed. His Sparkle was at a level 75 and his Light Cone was at a level 70. Now maybe for support you guys could say it doesn't matter, right? Because Sparkle, she never attacks anyway, right? She's just gonna cast a skill, the health pool, she's not gonna be dying. So honestly, it doesn't really matter. And you know what? I think that's fair. And then after this is where I got quite upset. The fucking ultimate was level 9. Now that was a DPS loss. And now you might be asking, yo, why do you care if he doesn't level up his ultimate, all that kind of stuff, right? And that is why I wanted to say the context was important. And this is just the first unit, right? The context was important because I myself, I made it quite clear to EOS the moment we got teamed up, which was random, by the way. It was a random pairing. I was like, I am fully locked in. I'm committed. I want to win. And I will do everything in my power to try to win this. And EO agreed. He also wants to win. And I'm pretty sure everybody will want to win. Who doesn't want to win a potentially 5,000 USD of grand prize split amongst 2, right? So I think we both kind of got understanding that, yep, we're not fucking around. This is for real. This was my first reach. I couldn't quite grasp. Why wouldn't he do everything in his power to at least maximize the chances of clearing the stage in a faster cycle? If you don't care about health or whatever, it's fine. It's chilling. But this is effectively a DPS loss because you didn't max out the ultimate. You lose out the damage percent. Okay, I'll show you guys what happened to the actual match later on. But I'll just say this definitely impacted the results of our performance. Right? This is Sparkle. Sparkle is number 1. He literally has the materials to max this out. He literally had to press a single button and he would have leveled it up. If you don't want to spend your stamina, if you don't want a stamina refresh, I ran out of stamina, and you know what, maybe you don't want to invest in Stellar Jades, it's fine. He literally just had to press a single button and this would have been up. At first, like I mentioned, right, losing, it doesn't feel good, losing is part of the game. But knowing that I was legitimately full on locked, okay, to kind of show an example of how locked in I was, aside from the planning, aside from the literal no sleep, aside from all that, I was literally prepared to pull Jiao Qiu from the ground up and his signature Light Cone if we have to play DOT. I just wanted a sweaty ass competition that is something that we have never experienced for a long ass. And my man here, unfortunately, couldn't afford to spare 1 ball, one of these thingies, and a little bit of tears. Oh, and 300,000 credits. Now, I might have been a little bit okay. It was just Sparkle. So this is his Clara build. And frankly speaking, this Clara honestly looks quite good, right? 94 crit rate, 145, 149 crit damage, 159. So the passive is 94, 259. Bro left his main DPS trace at 8 out of 10. He didn't even unlock the attack trace. In case you guys think that main DPS, the trace is irrelevant or whatever kind of stuff, right? 120% to 105%. It is not damage percentage, mind you. It is raw damage multiplier. You are losing 15% damage multiplier every single time you use your skill, right? Neutrally speaking, I was not too happy to know that EO didn't invest in that level 10 trace. But let's just kind of continue on a little bit more. Oh, and also the attack trace, right? We didn't even unlock the attack trace, but it's fine. So let's go to Silver Wolf. We was missing 1% rest and a 15% multiplier, as well as a little bit of base chance, but this is not important, as well as a 0.5% defense reduction, as well as a slightly lower base chance. Now at this point you might be thinking, yo, MrPokke, why the fuck do you care so much? It's literally just a few percent. Who the fuck cares? Can you stop being so anal? You guys will understand when we get into the actual gameplay itself. But even that aside, like I mentioned in the context, this was a sweaty ass tournament. We both made it extremely clear that we wanted to win, wanted to give our best, and this is like, he literally had the resources to go for it. It's not like we are asking him to pay like $100 to unlock traces, as well as missing the quantum as well as the attack percentage, right? So here Silver Wolf definitely left a little bit of damage on the table as well. And finally, let's just jump to Huan Huan. Also, all the 4-piece eco, it literally served like almost zero purpose, but it is what it is. Okay, Huan Huan quick Pokke is very good. We are not even leveling our Huan Huan ultimate. Basically, his entire team, none of it was maxed out, and it will start to add up. The Silver Wolf not being maxed, the Huan Huan's ultimate not being maxed, the Clara skill not being maxed and not getting the attack percentage. Sparkle, if you don't invest, it is what it is. Level wise, maybe level would have mattered as well, right? We have a level 70 Huan Huan, as well as a, you know, quick Pokke is maxed out, but it's a level 70 Huan Huan. So her basic attacks deal less damage. We can kind of fast forward to the actual run itself. Watch very closely, okay?
What? Oh, the brakes spicy, got it. The brakes got it.
When I first saw this, because I was watching this live, right? When I I first saw this, I was like, yo, we can use Silver Wolf out to kill. And you know what? Unfortunately, EO didn't press the Silver Wolf out fast enough, so we wasted this cycle. He didn't press ultimate. You know what? I was a little bit upset. You know, it's a huge fucking misplay. But I was still not that upset. I was honestly still not that upset. But now that I rewatched back the VOD and noticed he was missing so many things from this team that it would have easily been enough to kill this guy. With, I don't even know how many, 1 HP, I don't know. It would have easily been enough to save us this one cycle. And then it would have been a 3-2. We're gonna go up against their 3-2. It would have ended in the draw. And who knows what happens after that. If we are not gonna be going all in, if we are not gonna be, you know, committing to this competition, doing our best, he could have just told me. I think a simple, like, yo, MrPokke, you know what? I don't really want to commit. I don't really want to level off my stuff, you know. It's just like, I don't really care if we win or lose. I just want to, you know, just for the experience, right? If he had told me that from the start, then I think it would have been completely fine. I would just run mono quantum. I would just run Silver Wolf, Qing Xue, Fu Xuan, Sparkle, run a QQ side too, and just pray to God. I wouldn't give a damn. But the thing is, I was under the impression that we were gonna commit. And to see this being left out, it just really feels bad. And to kind of top up everything I've said up to this point, there's one final thing that really made me commit to wanting to talk about this. Because even until here, I was still, you know what, it is what it is, right? Maybe he doesn't have enough, you know, he ran out of stamina, he couldn't level the cloud stuff, you know, he didn't have enough. And then this was what I found out after the match ended. Shout out to one of my mods for finding this. My man EO had 1,000 817 reserve trailblazer power, and 39 stamina potions. I couldn't even believe this was real. I genuinely could not believe this was real. And I was just speechless. Even if we lost, even if he did that and, you know, we still got a 6 cycle, I would have been 心甘情愿, right? I would have lost, like, you know, at least EO tried, you know? At least he's really committed. Because EO did try, right? We did call. We called for very long as well. Probably not as long as me, but we did get into call. We discussed a lot of team comms, a lot of strategies. We talked it out. We discussed extensively. So he definitely did try. It's not just that he completely didn't give a fuck. It just makes me feel like if I had known this from the start, that that EO had like 1,800 reserve stamina remaining, and at any point it could have just be used to quite literally just level up your traces. I'm not saying farm relics for like 6 hours. Literally level up that Clara skill or the Sparkle out or the Huan Huan out. It would have at least showed that you tried your absolute hardest. Whether we win or not is irrelevant. At least it shows that you are treating this seriously and you really, really want to win. I'm not to say like I have any bad blood. In fact, I even dropped EO a DM, right? Okay, kind of just show you guys a little bit. I have dropped EO a DM before I kind of want to talk about this today. I'm gonna yell about a few experience. I'm gonna grill you for your shitty traces. So this was his response. In a way, y'all expect me to 10 supports or Clara. And at this point, I don't really want to get too ragey, too emotional. But it's all good. I am basically quite upset that this happened to my teammate. To be fair, he also brought this up when I was reviewing just now. So this was one of my viewers. The real question is, why is EO rolling up to a 5,000 tournament with non-max levels, light cones, and relics? All my light cones and characters were maxed. Shout out dumbass up, Ho-Oh doesn't need to be at level 80. That is basically kind of why I want to talk about this a little bit, right? This 15% skill multiplier and this was like, honestly, even if he didn't level up Sparkle Silver for Huan Huan, at least the main DPS, right? Or maybe if you don't want to invest in Clara because, you know, maybe you're never going to use Clara ever again after this PvP. And what about Sparkle? Sparkle's ultimate. Are we just not going to use Sparkle for the rest of our lives? She's a pretty good support. The ultimate is going to matter. And what is like the one rule of all like guide makers for Honkai Starbucks? Tracers are guaranteed upgrades. Literally, you can farm relics for 6 months and get nothing, but tracers are the end of it. Is literally the day one, which is why MTash had to fucking make a video of how to 10 times the damage, right? Just level up your shit. It is quite literally day one. And of all people, I probably wouldn't have, you know, thought that EO would leave so much on the table when it comes to the tracers. You could literally spend the same 1,000 stamina and try to get that 1 speed or 10 crit damage on Sparkle, and it might not even happen. But just for the low price of a fucking level 10 trace, you're guaranteed the damage upgrade. So I just could not understand what this was. I just really couldn't. Yeah, and I just really had to get this off my chest. I don't believe this is drama. I don't believe this is me saying I hate EO, he ruined my life. And I believe you can disagree with others if they fucked up something. And I believe that EO might have slightly fucked up. After everything combined together, after, you know, the pre-phase, right? I said I was locked in. He said he was locked in. A lot of players were locked in. There's a pretty big prize pool on the line. I stayed up all night, practiced all the drafts, practiced all the Memory of Chaos, tested out so many different team comms, get into a call, all that, only to find out that my teammate has 1,800 reserve stamina that he could have used to at least potentially change the impact of the battle. It just doesn't feel right. Maybe I'm just thinking too much, you know? Maybe I'm a bitch. Maybe I'm starting drama. Maybe I'm just being a sweaty meta loser that cares about this kind of stupid ass shit. Like, who cares about a PvP, right? I want to give it my more, right? I want to give it my all. And that's my choice. And I did. It is not even about the prize money. It could have been $100 tournament. Like, straight up. The fact that I was under the misconception that we were both gonna lock in and treat this as seriously as we could, only to find out that we have like 1,800 reserve stamina remaining, it will still make me feel a little bit upset that, you know, my teammate is like this. And I kind of want to talk about this one thing real quick before we just wrap up this video. EO himself, he was also angry right after we ended the call, we ended the tournament. He came back to the stream because at this point I was still clueless about his traces and all that kind of stuff. So I was still pretty chill. You can just go watch the VOD. I was upset that we lost, but I was still pretty chill. We even got a call. We played PvP in my stream offline. We were all chilling, right? And then EO was like, he was also upset that we lost because Rihu stole the exact same team comp he wanted to run. Rihu stole EO's Yunli and he stole the Black Swan. He stole the exact same thing that EO would have run. So he felt like, you know, oh my god, he took all my shit and now I have nothing to play. I think in a PvP where, you know, Yunli is one of the best units in our current Memory of Chaos, I don't think it's too surprising that people are going to want to pick her. And like, what's the point of us going through so many different team comps before the tournament started if we are only going to be focusing on Yunli team comp? You get what I'm saying? Because this was not Jover. But because EO's team comp, he was so restricted to this Yunli, he was hyper-focused, okay, I'm going to get Yunli, I'm going to get Yunli, And the moment we didn't get Yunli, he just kind of... He almost gave up. You definitely have to open your options. You can't just be a one-trick Yasuo main and you go into Worlds and if people ban Yasuo, you just run it down mid, right? It doesn't work that way. Again, like I mentioned, absolutely nothing personal with EO. I still think he's a great guy. He's very funny, right? He's caring. I just think that for this specific event and the actions that he did or did not do in this specific event, I think it shouldn't have been the case. Either you let me know that you are not going to spend that 1,800 stamina, or you commit, and at least we both try our best in what is collectively known as a pretty serious competition. I think that would be fair to me as well. That is pretty much what I want to talk about. And I still believe, like, I'm genuine. I don't hate him. I don't hate him. I don't want to, like, fucking cancel him or whatever. It's just that I think this could have been done better. And the reason why I want to make this video specifically is kind of just drive home one more point, which is applicable to the real world, not just fucking Honky Starbucks. If you have like any sort of group work, not just in school, right? In your real life, in your working life, in anything life, if you are gonna do something, especially if there's something is quite important to either your studies, your career, or whatever, I think committing to it, it does make it a better experience, not just for the people around you, but also for you yourself to kind of see what exactly you're truly capable of. And if you are someone that's just gonna not give a fuck, at least have the courtesy to let like your group mates or your colleagues know that, hey, I don't give a fuck, so that they can kind of prepare mentally on what to expect. I think it's just very basic respect and it's very basic courtesy. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. There's no word of the day. There's no plug. There's no nothing because this is a pretty non-goofy R video. And I'm editing it. Okay, bye.